Hello, so on today's video we're going to show you how we get from that to that, each step of the process. So the first thing we do is we remove the old carpet and the old subfloor, and you find that we have some manky old insulation and some joists that are not particularly strong. We fit some extra joist work along the bottom of the wall there. That's just for us to put a new subfloor on top of. We also noticed the skirting board had to be removed as well. We are then going to insulate the floor cavity again, because there's just not enough of it there, and we need soundproof insulation, as you can see, so it looks a lot better, a lot more packed in. I think the old insulation is actually still there as well, but we've put the new insulation on the top, so it's well and truly insulated now. There is a flat below that was getting quite a bit of noise when people were walking in the hallway, so that should help with their noise levels in that flat. Next stage is we put down plywood. This is 18mm plywood. We put this directly over the top of the existing joists. We do this because we want a strong surface for the tiles to go into, because we're going to tile this floor. That bottle you saw there was a primer, so we prime the wood first so the tile adhesive sticks to the wood properly. The next step that you see here is the installation of an uncoupling membrane, which is what you see on the floor right now. This is designed to separate the tiles, which will be above, with the wood of the plywood subfloor, which is obviously below. Just gives the tiles a longer life, reduces the chances of cracking and grout wearing out. Just a really good idea to have this on any subfloor really, but especially wood. The next step is we're not actually laying we are laying the tiles, but there's no adhesive, not being stuck down. We're just putting them down dry just to get an idea of the size and the space and how well they're going to work with that particular space. This hallway is not straight. It's wider one end than it is at the other. It's not a perfect L shape, you know. Laying the tiles down like this just really helps. We know where the cuts need to be. We know how many tiles are either is going to fill the width of the room. We can get an idea of how the border is going to work. Doing these borders is really tricky to get them to look nice and get it in line with the walls, especially when the walls are not straight and they don't go at a perfect angle to each other either. So anyway, this stage just really helps us getting it right, and it makes a better end product. So now you can see we actually are sticking the tiles down. Now you can see the tile spacers there separating the tiles. This is to get an even gap between every tile so the grout goes in and looks even. The tile adhesive we're using is rapid set flexible tile adhesive. Flexible just means it can move a little bit with the movement of the subfloor without deteriorating so much. And rapid set, obviously exactly that, it sets really quickly. This is a communal hallway and there's two flats there, so the people do need to get in and out. So we want a tile adhesive that dries as quickly as possible for that. So a bit further along in the process, he's got most of the main tiles down now. Just needs to work on them, well, even most of the borders in. Looking pretty classy, I've got to say. He always does a very good job. You may remember it's David doing it. You may remember him from previous videos where you actually got to see his face a little bit. But yeah, as always, a cracking job from David. So then on to the final products. So we did these steps as well on a previous video. Painted out here. We did this little Victorian style top of the steps as well, which looks awesome, again on a previous video. And then into the hallway itself, it's all been freshly redecorated, which David did most of that as well. New skirting board installed, and quite a big difference from what you saw on that very first picture. It's another cracking job. That door there, again, is another video. We refurbished that door, that's why it's kind of half painted, half not painted. Anyway, yeah, thank you for watching. And I hope you might have learned something, and at the very least see what we can do, and maybe think about employing us at some point to do your floor tiling. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.